Greetings, people. It's Jared here, Wolfgang1, back to do another Transformers review. This one shouldn't take quite as long as last week's because there's not really that much to say about it. It's a figure I've had in my collection for a little while, and I bought it on a whim, really, and it serves a purpose by sitting on the shelf, not doing very much, just like the rest of my collection, really. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be taking a look today at Combiner Wars Bombshell.
Okay, so here's Combiner Wars Bombshell in his packaging. I think he cost me about, I don't know, about $7.99 or something like that. It might have been at Forbidden Planet or an outlet such as that. He's nothing really special. He's more of a sort of I don't know, like a placeholder figure, if you will, until something kind of better comes along. That's kind of how I've regarded him. I mean, it's the legend size, or at least I think it's the legend size. Unless they reclassified them by that stage, I honestly don't know. Packaging is standard with like sort of alt mode and robot mode on the back, and it says Insecticon Master of Mind Control. So at least they're keeping his character profile consistent. And down the bottom it says a couple of other Combiner Wars of that size. So you had Power Glide, Thundercracker, and Windcharger in like the sort of the legend scale as well. But I mean, he's okay. He works out about to be the same size as the original Bombshell, I think. Yeah, he's about the same size. But there's just something missing about him. So I guess we'll come on to that when we review the figure. Just to show you some of the things that he came with, despite the fact he has places in his hands to hold weapons, he doesn't come with a weapon, but he did come with an instruction booklet and one fancy glossy card. That's it. That's what he came with. So we'll get him out of the packaging, we'll throw the packaging away, and we'll take a look at the figure. Okay, so here is Bombshell in his beetle mode. I can never remember what beetle is supposed to be. Is he a horsefuck beetle or is he a stag beetle? I can't remember. There are some very, very nice callbacks to the original on this. Let's get the negatives out of the way. First of all, no chrome, no die cast, nothing like that. And the paint job just here, the paint job's really good, but the paint job here is supposed to reflect the opening canopy thing that you had from the Microman or Diaclone line or whatever that it was when he was originally released. Another nice callback is the shell, the mind control shell fucking fire here is exactly the same design as on the original G1. So that's a nice little callback just there. Transformation is from what I remember mostly the same, but it's I think it's a smaller alt mode than the original Bombshell, and though it works out to be roughly about the same size in robot mode. One of these days I'll do a comparison video of the two. I've been thinking about doing comparison videos lately. But the alt mode is lovely. It's despite the fact that there's no metal on that the paint that they've used in that is shiny, shiny metallic. Fantastic Decepticon logo stamped on them just there. In terms of articulation, the legs will move a little bit. The insect legs will move there, and these ones will move ever so slightly, but not much. But then again, in this mode, and the thing, the little gun thing at the front. It's not a gun, but you know what I mean. Fires, doesn't fire. Fucking hell, I'm tired as fuck. It moves basically. It moves in the places that it needs to, just on that hinge there. There's not really a hell of a lot else to say about the alt mode itself. I mean, I kind of feel like the Combiner Wars Insecticons were kind of placeholders until they designed something better to fit into your collection. So yeah, I know that they did kick back in the Legacy line, the start of the Legacy line. So maybe they'll do Bombshell and Shrapnel in the future. Who knows? But yeah, he's for what he is in this mode. I mean, he's a legend-sized Insecticon, so you can sort of see where most of the robot is. Sadly, it's just a robot tucked up, but it's successful. Everything is packaged neatly away. The tabs to hold everything in are a little overkill on this, considering its size. But yeah, apart from that, he's all right. You know, I mean, he serves a purpose. I mean, in terms of my collection, he just sits there on a shelf and slowly collects dust that I've tried to get rid of, but haven't been entirely successful. But yeah, let's take into robot mode because there's not a lot else to say about the Beetle mode. Although this would have been a decent Beast Wars repaint if they'd have thought of someone to repaint me to. I think it would have been a decent one, or a slight remold on that front. But whatever. So transformation wise, we are going to start by flipping out the back section of the beetle, just like this. And then we're going to spin the whole thing around like that. And then you need to separate this section just here. So you hear it snap. So basically that little tab there and that little port there is tight as fuck. Then wrap the insect legs in to the back here. That goes a very, very small way to disguising the hollow leg syndrome that this figure has. Then you want to separate these two sections just here. Again, there's massive tabs just there and there that sort of fold over each other. Massive tabs for a figure this size. Bring those sections out to the front like that. And that's his arms done. And then we want to basically just bring this entire section back to reveal the head. And then bring this section up like that. And then that's Bombshell, basically, in robot mode. So not much to the transformation, but then again, it's a legend size figure, so you're not going to get a overly complex transformation, and that's good. The downside to the robot mode is how you position the legs, because unless I fuck something up royally here, which, let's face it, is always likely, his insect legs sort of stick out like that. Am I supposed to do something else with them? No, they just fold round like this. But the problem with that is you've then got to have Bombshell in a really, really weird position in order to, like that. You can't just sort of stand with his legs together because the back insect legs get in the way. But apart from that, yeah, that's Bombshell. Articulation wise, articulation in the shoulders goes back and forth. Elbow as well. Nothing in the hands, nothing in the head because that's all molded in. Legs do a variety of this sort of shit. So yeah, he's not the best figure in the world, really. I'm only reviewing it just to like sort of have some like sort of short review content out there because I appreciate that my last review was about 25 minutes long. So thanks very much for that, Ed. A bit of dust there that I can't get rid of, but whatever. Decent head sculpt, really, really nice head sculpt on this guy. Looks like Bombshell, and considering the figure's like sort of quite small, yeah, actually they did all right with that. Apart from that, there's not a lot else to say about him. He can hold any 5mm handled gun because he's got places to do that, but he's also got weapons built into the bottom of his arms. He's all right. He just sits on my my variation classics Decepticon shelf, basically, not doing a hell of a lot. At some stage, I will compare him to the original G1 Bombshell just to see how they differ. Total different build quality, slightly different designs. This one is obviously favouring more the anime look, the animation look. But yeah, he is what he is. Really, he's a funky little figure to have in your collection, to stand at the front and just stand there and collect dust, which is exactly what this one does. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching this review. This is Joe Galvin-Barry, also known as Wolfgang1, saying I'll be back next week with something a little bit more in depth than this shite. Thank you for watching, and I will see you then. Until then, take care. And when tomorrow comes, I feel you laying by me, like you ain't got nowhere else to go.